Welcome, viewer. Today's story about the rabbit who spoke too fast and the cat who listened too deeply. In a wide green valley surrounded by tall trees and gentle hills, there lived a young rabbit named Lumo. He was fast on his feet and even faster with his words. Lumo loved to speak, to advise, and to lead, believing that the one who talks first must know the most. The forest animals often listened to him, impressed by his confidence and energy. Not far from Lumo's burrow lived a quiet gray cat named Mira. Unlike Lumo, Mira spoke very little. She spent her days watching the river flow, the clouds drift, and the animals move through the forest. Her silence was not emptiness, it was deep attention. While others talked, Mira listened. While others rushed, she observed. One morning, the animals gathered near the old oak tree, where Elder Taro, the wise turtle, warned them of a coming dry season. Food would become scarce, and only careful planning and trust could protect the forest. Before anyone else could respond, Lumo jumped forward and offered to take charge, promising everyone that he had everything under control. Days passed as Lumo organized the work. He spoke quickly, gave many instructions, and moved from place to place without rest. But in his hurry, he ignored quiet warnings. He dismissed concerns, overlooked signs, and forgot to listen. High above, Mira watched silently, noticing weak storage caves, changing winds, and worried faces. One evening, Mira gently spoke to Lumo, reminding him that leadership also requires listening. Lumo laughed it off, believing that too many voices only slow progress. Mira said nothing more, but her eyes remained thoughtful. Then, without warning, a powerful storm swept through the valley. Strong winds shook the hills and the poorly chosen storage areas collapsed. Food was lost, and fear spread quickly among the animals. In the chaos, they turned to Lumo, but for the first time, he had no answers. While panic filled the forest, Mira moved calmly. She guided animals to safety, protected what food remained, and used the knowledge she had quietly gathered. Her actions spoke clearly, even without words. When the storm passed, the forest stood tired but alive. Elder Taro called everyone together once more. The loss was great, but the lesson was greater. Lumo stepped forward, his voice softer than before, and admitted his mistake. He had spoken too fast and listened too little. From that day on, the forest changed. Lumo learned to pause before speaking, and Mira's quiet wisdom was finally heard. Together, they balanced action with awareness, voice with silence. When the dry season arrived, the forest was ready. And so, the animals learned a lesson they would never forget. True wisdom is not measured by how loudly or quickly you speak, but by how deeply you listen. If you have the story, then subscribe for more. Thanks for watching.